Hello, my name is Pat Dando. I'm running for the City Council in the special election, which will be held in a few days. I've been walking the neighborhood every day and speaking at coffees and candidate forums every night, but there just isn't enough time to meet with everyone before the election. So we've put together this video. It's not anything fancy, just some plain talk, and it's only a few minutes long. I do have a favor to ask. We didn't have the money to make a lot of these videos, so after you've looked at it, would you mind sharing it with a neighbor or friend, or calling us, and we'll be happy to pick it up. I'm running because I believe we must bring some common sense back to our city government. Remember last December when the city removed the nativity scene from Christmas in the Park? And at the same time, they spent $500,000 of taxpayer money for a serpent sculpture in that same park. That wasn't an isolated example of lack of common sense. We need to bring fiscal responsibility to our city. The City Council has already spent $15 million of the reserve fund to pay for day-to-day bureaucratic overhead. Those funds were supposed to be used only for emergencies. Now there has been every indication that new taxes are going to be proposed instead of reordering city priorities so that we live within our budget. I've worked hard for the last 8 years to keep and bring businesses here to San Jose. I know higher taxes will discourage families and businesses. The answer to increasing city revenues is to bring more jobs and businesses here. Higher taxes have the opposite effect.
I'm Bob Dando. Pat and I have been married over 28 years. I'm proud of our accomplishments in the community.
My husband Bob and I moved here over 20 years ago. We raised our 3 children here. They went to Henderson, Greystone, Bret Harte, and Leland schools.
Well, Pat's long been involved with the schools and was president of the PTA. But one of Pat's greatest contributions was as the chairman of the Citizens Committee to restore the 6th period day, which is now in the local schools and all of San Jose Unified.
We've always been active in our neighborhood with scouting, youth sports, and church activities.
More community problems have been solved right here at Pat and Bob's kitchen table. I remember a few years ago when some of our families were having severe problems with their teenagers, and they came to Pat for help. And Pat found out that there were no counseling services out here in our area. And as a middle-class community, we didn't qualify for any of the state or city funding of mental health programs. So Pat and a few of us got together and we raised the money and we started the Almaden Valley Youth Counseling Service. And for the last 15 years, we've helped thousands of troubled teens and families.
And a few years ago, our local fire station needed a Jaws of Life, and our community center needed a piano. So Pat and a few others worked together and started the Almaden Art and Wine Festival, an event our entire community looks forward to every year. Over these years, we have raised hundreds of thousands of dollars that we have given to field trips for children, playground equipment for our parks, and many other worthwhile projects.
After many successes in our neighborhood, Pat was asked to lead the campaign to pass the initiative for the arena. My family and I are very glad she did because that initiative passed, because now we have a place to come to see the Sharks and opera stars like Domingo and the Ice Capades.
And it was Pat Dando who helped make sure that the Children's Discovery Museum was opened.
My first priority will be to make sure we encourage more jobs and businesses here in San Jose. Expanding the tax base through new businesses is the way to increase revenue, not higher taxes. The City Council talks about more police, but we don't have the police we need in our neighborhoods.
Well, gangs and drugs are a problem. But Pat Dando helped create Project Crackdown, and Project Crackdown fights gangs and drugs in the neighborhoods. And to me, that kind of direct involvement by Pat is what makes a difference.
We need to improve our highways, starting with finishing Highway 87 from Taylor to 101.
Traffic continues to be a problem, but we all remember before 85 and 87 were here. Pat Dando led the neighborhood outreach program to get these highways funded.
We must complete Los Alamitos Creek Trail, Vista Park, and youth athletic fields. We must protect hillsides and open space, and at the same time find appropriate locations for golf courses. The strength of San Jose is in our neighborhoods. My office will be right here in District 10, and I will pledge to be available. Together, we can make our neighborhood and city a more livable place.
I'm really concerned how negative political campaigns have become. I'm glad that Pat is running a positive campaign about the issues that are important to all of us.
One more pledge I will make, and that's to run a positive campaign. I think we're all tired of negative campaigning. I hope we all reject the last-minute smear pieces and divisiveness that we've seen too much of. Thank you for your time, and if you choose to vote for me, I will do my very best.